Hello there, welcome to the October 2024 edition of RecruiterFlow product updates. We've got some new ones this time, as well as some enhancements to your favorite features. So as usual, let's just jump into it. So initially in RecruiterFlow, you had this ability to save any report of your choice and coming back to it whenever you need. However, you did not have the capability of viewing all your important reports in a single place. We have solved that now. Now you can simply add any report of your choice to a dashboard and you can do as many reports as you want. For instance, let me show you how it works. So I am on the revenue report right now, and if I want to add this report onto my dashboard, what I have to do is just click on this icon here. So once I do that, it will ask me to name my dashboard. So let's just give it revenue YTD as the name. And now it will ask me to choose what dashboard I want to place it on. Let's say I want to go ahead with my team dashboard and just click on save. Now the report has been added to my dashboard. I'll show you how that looks. So this was my older dashboard with all the previous cards. Now if I switch to the new dashboard, you will see that all my important reports are in a single place. I can see my revenue, I can see my deal pipeline, how are candidates moving across stages, the revenue by my recruiters. So all this information is available at a single place for me. And at the same time, I can change the view. I can change how the report looks. For example, if I want a tabular, if I want a bar graph, and I can also see what group by or filters have been used. And I can also edit it on the go. For example, let's say I want to group it by job company. And if I want, I can add a filter as well and just click on save. Okay, so this doesn't look neat. Okay, let's also change it monthly and let's make it bar. So yeah, now I can see all my revenue based on the job company. So yeah, this is Ad Reporter Dashboard, letting you place all your important reports in a single place. Go ahead and explore this. So as a recruiter, whenever you're talking to a candidate, you might come across some important information or want to highlight some next steps about the candidate in the job board. So you can do that now in RecruiterFlow. Here's how. So you can see this add a highlight icon over here and you can just click on that. For example, let's say Dwight is a great candidate, but he needs visa sponsorship. So you can just note it down over here so that it's visible to you, your team and your manager the next time you look at this job. And just click on save. So it will be saved. And if you want to edit the highlight, you can do that by clicking on the highlight again, make some changes and click on done. Or if you want to delete it, just click on delete over here and it will be gone. So this highlight feature is just available on the job Kanban view so that you can view all your important information about a candidate in a job or the next steps right on go. The advanced search is one of the most powerful tools in RecruiterFlow. It not just helps you view different segments of your candidates and clients, but also helps you create new segments altogether and use them in your automations. So now we have added 3 new filters in Job Advanced Search that give you much more possibilities to run automations around your jobs. Let me quickly walk you through these 3 filters. So quickly head to your advanced search page and from the drop down here, click on jobs, then click on add filter. You'll see that there are 3 new filters added. Let's talk about the job status filter in a while. I'll quickly jump to the job radius filter first. So let's say Dwight in our case, he is in New York and he is looking for a new job in and around New York. Let's say 10 miles around New York. So in such scenarios, you can just head to this particular filter here and input the radius search, which is 10 miles here, and enter the geography, rather the location, New York, NY, USA. So this filter will give me the list of all the jobs which are within 10 miles of New York City. And thereby I can use these jobs to pitch to Dwight and help him find the best job. Now, secondly, let's move to the no candidate moved into stage filter. So let's say you are a job manager and now you want to view all the jobs where there have been no submissions or interviews in the last 7 days. So in such scenarios, you can head to the no candidate moved into stage filter and select the job stages which you want to be alerted for. In our scenarios, I'll click on client submission and I'll click on client interview. And I need to enter the number of days of inactivity. So I'll just click on 7. So once I click on done, I'll get a list of all the jobs where there have been no submissions or no interviews in the last 7 days. You can also save this search and use it in a recipe. For instance, I have created a recipe to alert my job account manager when there are no submissions made in a job in the last 7 days. So for example, I have entered job enter saved search results as the trigger. I have added my saved search over here. And in the action section, I have selected Slack as the messenger. I have selected the recipient and I have added the message over here. So whenever there are no submissions, my job account manager will be getting this particular Slack notification. So you can use this filter in that scenario as well. So these are the new filters in Job Advanced Search which open up possibilities to run automations around your jobs. I'll be talking about the job status advanced search in the next one. Okay, so when you're running or managing a recruiting agency, sometimes it becomes pertinent for you to understand how your jobs are progressing across all companies through the pipeline. For example, you would want to track how many jobs are there in the interview stage or how many jobs are there in the application stage, so on and so forth. So initially in RecruiterFlow, you did not have a clear way to do this, but now we are giving you the ability to assign a job status to each of your jobs to track in what stage they are in the pipeline. For instance, let me show you how it works. Quickly head to the settings page and click on job settings from the options. Now scroll at the bottom and you will find job status as an option over here. Click on that. You will see some default job statuses added into your account based on what stage they are in the job pipeline. Now, let's say you want to add a custom status. You can do so by clicking on the add button here. And let's say I want a new job status by the name top priority, and I can also choose the hex or maybe just choose the color from the palette over here and click on save. I can also move the job stages over here and change their ordering. I'll tell you why this helps. So now let me quickly go back to my jobs and show you how you can assign the status. So when I open up a job page, you will see this link called assign a status. Just click on that and now you can choose any status from the drop down or the status that you have added in the settings as I showed. So let's say I selected offered and clicked on save. Now the job status has been assigned successfully. So now I've added a job status to each of the jobs in the list here. So it's not just that. Let's say you want to look at all your jobs based on the job status or rather group them by the job status. You can do so by clicking on the group by box here and choosing job status as the option. Once you do that, you'll see that all your jobs are grouped by the status that you have added. At the same time, if you want to look at jobs which are under a particular status, you can do so by clicking on the filter over here. And let's say I just want to look at the jobs where they are in top priority or interviewing and just click on done. So now I'm just looking at the jobs where either they are in top priority or in the interviewing stage. This is one of the best ways for you to filter your job view and understand what jobs you want to work on. And similarly, you have the job status as one of the filters in the job advanced search that I was talking about. So now you can find all your job statuses here, or rather, let's say I want to look at the jobs where it's either of one negotiation, interviewing, or submitted, and then just click on done. And I'll be able to get a list of all these jobs which satisfy this particular filter. Eventually, this particular filter will also help you run automations around jobs also. We'll be sharing some use cases for this in the coming few days. So go ahead and explore your job status and feel free to add custom statuses and use it however you like it. So moving on to the next big update, we have 3 new triggers added in recipes. Let me showcase them to you. So let me quickly click on new recipe over here and then add trigger. Scroll down and at the bottom you find 3 new triggers under 2 new categories over here. So now these triggers are primarily targeted to ensure that you run your sales operations smoothly. For instance, you can use a company's created trigger when you want to alert your sales team or create a task for them to initiate an outreach campaign targeting the hiring manager of a new company. Or you can use the a deal is created trigger whenever you want to alert you or your sales team about top priority deals being created in the account. Or let's say finally a deal state changes as a trigger when you want to alert yourself or create tasks or set reminders when a deal state changes from X to Y. Let me showcase an example. I'll quickly move back to the recipes page and open up this recipe over here. So what I've done over here is whenever a deal stage changes from any stage to qualified to buy stage, I'm setting an alert for myself. So I've chosen a deal stage changes as an alert, as a trigger over here. The from stage, I have not added anything, but I can do so by choosing any of these stages from the drop down, and the to stage has qualified to buy added over here. So whenever this trigger is met, so I'll be getting a Slack message on my DM telling me that I have a new qualified deal in the pipeline. This will help me ensure that I'm always on track of all my deals and they run smoothly to closure as soon as possible. So go ahead and create these recipes. Ensure you have set up automations to ensure your sales operations are run smoothly. We'll be sharing more use cases around these new recipes triggers and sharing it with you as soon as possible. And finally, these were all the updates this month. We have some minor enhancements as well, which I will be adding in the blog article added in the description of this particular video. Go ahead and check it out. And like always, if you have any questions, suggestions, please feel free to reach out and we'll be more than happy to assist you. Until next time.